Yo, welcome to the show. It's Boston's Banter with Frank the Bank and Keith KLava. You know the answer. Talking sports, breaking down the play so raw. From the Celtics to the Sox, we giving you the score. Catch the vibe, we coming live. Filling up your feed, let the passion thrive. Every dunk, every run, we analyze the moves. Shout out to the fans, feel the rhythm and grooves. From Gillette to the Garden, we ain't missing a beat. Frank and KLava bring the fire, can't accept defeat.
What up, what up, what up? Welcome back to Boston's Banter, where the sports are wicked and the banter is pissa. I'm your host, Frank the Bank. With me, as always, is Keith KLava, LaCava. What's going on, bro, Juno?
Not much, Brody Croyle. Like last week, you had a name with bro in it.
Yeah.
I actually got one with bro in it this week.
Smart, Brody Croyle. I like that one. Yeah, for sure. Why don't we jump right into Wicked Pissah news? We don't got much else to really discuss right now, but we got a lot to talk about this week.
Oh, absolutely, Frankie. Before we get into the craziness of the NFL offseason, man, how about you start with the Bruins?
Yeah, Bruins. So they have a 12-game home winning streak, which is great. That's the good news.
Yeah, absolutely.
Bad news is they're not playing that great right now. And if playoffs started right now, we'd be in, but we're in a heck of a race. And 11 of the last 19 games are actually away from home, and we have not been good away from home. So they're 35, 22, and 6 right now, okay? 19 games left. We're 50 in Atlantic. Again, we'd be in the playoffs right now if they started today. But it's a really close race. So 2-1 win against the Penguins. That was a good win. You needed that win. Pens are one of the teams we're fighting against for a playoff spot, right?
Absolutely.
Had an ugly loss against the Predators, 6-3. You don't like to see that. Nope. Predators aren't that great of a team this year.
Right.
3-1 win against the Capitals. Again, good win. But then we got to talk about the 5-4 loss.
Another overtime loss.
This was crazy. So that we were up 3 goals. In this game.
Dude. I was just gonna say
Sidney Crosby didn't play, and Evgeny Malkin didn't play.
Even
for the
worse.
Pens. And you're up 3 goals in that game, and they lose to Pittsburgh. That was insane. Unreal. I know there was some controversy with there was a missed call. It was a blatantly missed interference against Pasternak in the overtime. They scored like a second later, like less than 10 seconds later. So it's one of those things like, yeah, it was a missed call, but you were up 3 goals. Like it's insane. You have 2 going in the third.
Right.
Like it's like, how do you lose that game? And they didn't have their 2 top players playing.
And they end up losing.
Yeah, so it's like, I mean, that's crazy that happened. So they have the Kings tonight. And again, that's one of the games at home of the last 19. And again, there's only 8 home games left, 11 away. So let's see. We got to make a run now.
Man.
It's
playoff
run time. So
yes, sir.
Let's get it, boys.
And Frankie, we're gonna move over to the Celtics, bro. So the Celtics, they're still second in the East, sitting at 43-21 on the season, bro. They're looking real good.
Yeah.
So let's bring up what they did this past week. They lost 118-89 at home last Wednesday versus the Hornets. C's were 10 for 36 from 3, and even Peyton Pritchard, he had 0 points on 0 for 6 shooting.
I was texting you all night. I'm like, every time I put him in a bet, he misses every shot.
When does that happen?
It's my curse. I can't put him in any bets, and he'll go off.
Followed by a 120-100 home win versus Cooper Flagg and the Mavericks on Friday night. And Frankie, a familiar face was back in the lineup, and here's the clip.
Let's see it.
Your boy, Jason Tatum. After tearing his Achilles 298 days ago, he is back. In 27 minutes played, he had a near triple-double with 15 points, 12 rebounds, and 7 assists, man. I'm glad he's back. And Frankie, I won $900.
You did. You had a great bet that night.
Yes,
I missed a big one by one assist.
I know,
Same
bro.
night.
But yeah, that was a great game.
Yeah.
And lastly, a 109-98 win over the Cavs in Cleveland this past Sunday.
Yeah.
Jason Tatum's second game back, he had 20 points. And we always talk about Peyton Pritchard off the bench, but Baylor Shireman, he had 16 points and 10 rebounds, 4 of 6 from 3.
I like it.
So, Frankie, it's the NFL offseason.
Oh, it's been a while. The phone's dinging every 2 seconds.
Right, Adam Schefter, he's a busy man.
Yeah.
Before we get into the free agency and trades, we got to bring up the notable extensions.
Yeah.
So the Texans, they signed star defensive end Danielle Hunter to a 1-year, $40.1 million extension with $30.7 million signing bonus, making him the 4th highest paid pass rusher. The guy had 15 sacks, 3rd in the league last year, 3 forced fumbles.
Surprised they didn't try to lock him up for longer. He is nasty.
So well-deserved.
Yeah.
The Eagles signed defensive tackle Jordan Davis to a 3-year, $78 million extension with $65 million guaranteed, making him the highest paid nose tackle in NFL history. Commanders re-signed Pro Bowl left tackle Laramie Tunsil to a 2-year, $60 $60.2 million extension. Mind you, a $32.5 million signing bonus, the biggest signing bonus ever for an offensive lineman.
Insane. Yeah, there's some crazy deals going on.
Yeah, there are. The Chargers re-signed linebacker Khalil Mack to a one-year, $18 million deal. He'll return for his 13th NFL season, his 5th with the Chargers. And mind you, so far with the Chargers, he's had 36.5 sacks with them.
Yeah, no, he's a good player, man.
Oh, great
He's
player. So they locked him up. The Colts re-signed wide receiver Alec Pierce. We didn't want to see that. To a 4-year, $114 million extension.
We're gonna get into that a little bit more once we get into the Foxboro Focus, but I'm fine with it because it's too much money.
Yeah, it is a lot of money.
We'll get into that though.
Broncos re-signed running back J.K. Dobbins to a 2-year extension worth $16 million.
I thought he'd return there. You did too.
Yep. Chiefs re-signed tight end Travis Kelce to a 1-year, $12 million deal that has a max value of $15 million, so he returns for his 14th season. Yeah. And the Seahawks re-signed wide receiver Rashid Shaheed to a 3-year, $51 million deal with $34.7 guaranteed.
Yeah, they gave him some money, actually.
Oh, yeah, they did. So, Frankie, bro, let's get into it, man. The offseason moves, and we'll start with the trades.
Absolutely.
So it begins.
So, the Rams have acquired cornerback Trent McDuffie from the Chiefs for a 1st, 5th, 6th-round pick this year and a 2027 third next year. He signed a 4-year, $124 million extension, $100 million guaranteed, making him the highest-paid cornerback in NFL history. The Bills have acquired wide receiver DJ Moore from the Bears for a 2nd-round pick this year, and the Bills are also getting a 2026 5th-rounder.
That was a good trade for them. It seemed like they didn't give up that much to get him. He's a good player.
Mind you, DJ Moore played in Carolina when new Bills head coach Joe Brady was the OC. Had some productive years with them. The Ravens acquired defensive end Max Crosby from the Raiders for 2 first-round picks, the 14th overall pick this year, and the Raiders' 2027 first-rounder as well.
So this was interesting breaking news while we were working on the editing for this show. The Ravens and Raiders trade for Max Crosby is called off. And there's a statement from the Raiders here. The Baltimore Ravens have backed out of our trade agreement for Max Crosby. We will have no further comment at this time. Yeah, they seem pissed off, rightfully so. And then new details came out, and apparently he failed his physical. We all know how he was pulled out of the last few games of the season last year, and yeah, that probably plays a big role in it. But yeah, Max Crosby is still a Raider.
The Packers acquired linebacker Zaire Franklin from the Colts for defensive tackle Colby Wooden. Mind you, Franklin spent 8 years with the Colts, and he led the NFL in tackles last season, bro. 2024 season, I should say, with 173 total tackles. So that's a great move for them.
It's really good.
The Dolphins traded safety Minkah Fitzpatrick to the Jets for a 2026 7th-round pick, and the Jets signed him to a 3-year, $40 million deal, so the Jets are locking down that safety position because they didn't have a single pick last year.
Not a single one.
You know what I'm saying?
First time ever.
The Cowboys acquired defensive end Rashawn Gary from the Packers for a 2027 4th-round pick. The Steelers acquired wide receiver Michael Pittman Jr. for late-round draft pick swaps.
That's crazy, too, honestly, because they need a number 2 over there.
Dude, they got a steal, bro, with that.
I thought so, too. I thought that was a great trade.
You know what I'm saying? The Jets, man, they're bringing back a familiar face. They acquired quarterback Geno Smith from the Raiders with an exchange of late-round draft picks. Like we just talked about, Geno, he returns to the Jets where he was drafted in 2013.
Yeah, that was a while ago.
Now, Frankie, let's get into the free agency signings. We're only going to bring up the notable ones because there was like 100 ones.
Million of them.
But we're going to bring up this one, man. This was a surprise. We both got this one wrong. Yeah. The Chiefs signed running back Super Bowl 60 MVP Kenneth Walker III to a 3-year, $45 million contract with $28.7 million guaranteed.
$15 million, yeah.
49ers signed wide receiver Mike Evans to a 3-year, $60.4 million deal after 12 seasons with the Bucs. I didn't see that, bro.
That caught me by surprise.
Absolutely. The Panthers have signed outside linebacker Jalen Phillips to a 4-year, $100 million deal with $80 million guaranteed.
They've been shelling out money the last 2 seasons, honestly.
They also signed linebacker Devin Lloyd.
I'm saying, the last year and this year, they've been shelling out money.
Oh, absolutely. Raiders signed center Tyler Linderbaum. And the only reason I'm bringing this up, he's a center, but he signed a 3-year, $81 million deal with $60 million guaranteed, making him the highest paid interior O-lineman in NFL history.
Insane.
Dolphins signed quarterback Malik Willis to a 3-year, $67.5 million deal.
That's one of the places I said he'd go.
You did.
I said if he was smart, he should go Cards.
Right.
But I said the other spot was Miami. But honestly, I thought he'd go to the Cards because honestly, I think Miami's going to be a bad team this year.
Yeah,
I feel like he got a nice little bag there. $67 million ain't no
$45 million guaranteed.
I'm saying, but at the end of the day, if he went to the Cardinals, I feel like he would have balled out. Honestly,
bro, I'm telling you,
that's just whatever. It is what it is.
Yes, sir. Saints signed running back Travis Etienne to a 4-year, $52 million deal, and he wanted to be closer to home. You know, he's from Louisiana, so I got that one right.
You nailed that one.
Giants signed recently released linebacker Tremaine Edmonds to a 3-year, $36 million deal with $23.7 million fully guaranteed.
Yes, sir.
Frankie. Titans, man, they signed wide receiver Wan'Dale Robinson to a 4-year, $78 million deal with $38 million guaranteed. He reunites with his former head coach with the Giants, Brian Dable, who's the new Titans OC.
Wan'Dale's nasty, honestly. He's a good ball control guy. Nice. They need a lot of weapons over there.
They do. The Giants, man, they signed a tight end I wanted the Patriots to sign. They signed tight end Isaiah Likely.
He went back with his old coach, too.
That's right, with John Harbaugh to a 3-year, $40 million deal that could reach $47.5 million with incentives.
He's gonna have a good year.
Falcons signed quarterback Tua Tagovailoa to a 1-year deal. The terms were not disclosed yet.
They got 2 lefties now. Penix
Right.
and Tua. They got the lefties.
The Bucs signed running back Kenneth Gainwell to a 2-year, $14 million deal. He had a career year last year, so he's getting a decent contract with the Bucs.
Yep.
The Jets signed linebacker Demario Davis to a 2-year, $22 million deal with $15 million fully guaranteed. Mind you, this is his 3rd stint with the Jets. He was drafted by them in 2012, and then he played there again in 2017. Commanders signed pass rusher Odafe Owa to a 4-year, $100 million deal with $68 million guaranteed. Mind you, I wanted the Pats to sign this guy.
Yeah,
he's a good pass rusher. Cardinals signed quarterback Gardner Minshew to a 1-year, $8.25 million deal. Mind you, the guy tore his ACL last year.
He's going to be half the year.
Who knows how that deal's going to go.
Gonna miss at least a month or 2.
And Frankie, let's bring up some former Patriots real quick. So the Chiefs signed our boy defensive tackle Kyrus Tonga to a 3-year, $21 million deal with $14 million guaranteed.
Yes, sir.
And then our boy Austin Hooper, he's actually signing with the Falcons on a 1-year, $3.25 million deal. He returns to Atlanta where he was drafted there, played 4 seasons there. The Raiders are signing 2 linebackers. They're upgrading that defense. They signed linebacker Nakobe Dean to a 3-year deal worth $36 million. They also signed linebacker Quay Walker from the Packers to a 3-year, $40.5 million deal. But mind you, Walker and Dean, they both played at Georgia together, and they were both 2022 draft class members.
Yeah.
Frankie, you got this one right. Steelers signed running back Rico Dowdle to a 2-year, $12.25 million deal. He reunites with head coach Mike McCarthy from his days in Dallas.
Yep.
And the last one we're going to bring up, the Lions signed running back Isaiah Pacheco to a 1-year deal.
I had that written down, too, because we were going to talk about him tonight, but we didn't get to it. But that's all good.
Yes, sir, Frankie. Dude, the floodgates are open, like
They're
you said, bro.
open.
So
Good
that's
stuff,
all we got, brother.
A lot of Wicked Pissah news there, a lot of signings, a lot of everything. Now we're going to get into the Foxboro Focus to talk about the Patriots signings and cuts and all that. So let's get right into it, Keith.
Let's get into the Foxboro Focus. Hope you guys like the new graphic too, man.
Yeah.
Upgraded it a little bit. So speaking of obviously moves being made, Frankie, the Patriots actually made a few notable cuts this past week, and we're going to bring it up real quick. So the Patriots have released veteran wide receiver Stephon Diggs after 1 season with the team.
That's tough.
Last March, Diggs signed a 3-year, $63.5 million contract with the Patriots and not only provided production on the field, 85 receptions for 1,013 yards and 4 touchdowns. Mind you, our first 1,000-yard receiver since Julian Edelman in 2019. He was also a great locker room guy, and you've talked about it, Frankie.
I've said it a million times. I had this conversation with a lot of people, and, you know, unless his legal troubles are worse than we thought because he was choking somebody out, maybe that's what it is. That really, to me, that's got to be what it is, right? Because he really helped Drake May look as good as he did, obviously.
Definitely helped the development.
He was the 3rd down, like, emergency, guy that he was always looking for. He was a great 3rd down guy.
Right.
He said everything right in every single interview.
Right.
Like, he was a model teammate for the first time in his career, honestly.
Yeah, absolutely.
A lot of times you hear is like he's not a great teammate or
cancer
like,
in the locker room.
Yeah, in the locker room. He, to me, seemed like a perfect fit. Now, could they go back and re-sign him, restructure him? Maybe, but at the end of the day, he's not with us right now. And I honestly, again, I have a feeling it has to do with that legal stuff. If that didn't happen off the field, I feel like he'd still be here, But that's just my opinion.
But like you just said, too, he was also a great locker room guy. Provided a spark with the pregame speeches, too. So now the Patriots need to replace that production and the leadership now. Yeah. But Frankie, like you were talking about the restructuring of the deal, it seemed like the Pats wanted to bring him back on a restructured deal, regardless of all his off-the-field bullshit. But Diggs wasn't digging it, no pun intended. So the Pats released him, saving $16.8 million in cap space.
Yeah, that's good. Again, he's going to try to get a bag, and I would bet if he doesn't get it somewhere, he'll probably come back for that restructured deal.
Right.
And again, I was hoping that's what would happen here, but
I wouldn't mind it.
Yeah.
So now he'll possibly be looking for his 4th team in the last 4 seasons.
Yeah.
That's not the only cut they made, though, Frankie. So the Patriots also released linebacker Jelani Tavai. He's been with the team since 2021 after he was released by the Lions. With his career with the Patriots, he had 250 total tackles, 3.5 sacks, 2 INTs, and 2 forced fumbles. So best of luck to him, man. I liked him, too. He was a good player on the defense. Obviously, not all-star numbers, but it was depth, and he played pretty good with us.
I agree.
And Frankie, we got a notable trade here, and actually this one kind of pissed me off considering how good this guy played for us last
I don't
year.
understand it either.
Not a single penalty, too, I saw.
I liked the signing when we got him last year. I don't like it.
The Patriots have traded veteran center Garrett Bradbury to the Bears for a 2027 fifth-round pick. Gross. I feel like they could have got a higher pick for him, too.
Gross.
I don't either. The Patriots freed up an additional $5.6 million in cap space by trading Bradbury. They'll have over
$6 ain't nothing.
Well, right, but I guess now after this, they'll have over $60 million going into free agency now with the cap space and all that stuff.
Obviously, you need a center like this guy though, especially with a young quarterback. Again, not a single penalty. This kid was great. I mean, he's going back to his former division. He's going to go play against his former team, the Vikings.
Right.
But at the end of the day, it's like, I don't like it at all.
He signed with us last year on a 2-year, $12 million deal. So now he's gone. It looks like we're going to be moving Jared Wilson from left guard to his collegiate position, center.
Yeah, we'll see how that goes. Hopefully
yes, sir,
it's
Frankie.
All right.
So, Frankie, let's get into the moves real quick, brother. They made a few moves.
Yeah,
Maybe we'll bring them up and, see what we think about them. So the Patriots have signed edge rusher Draymond Jones to a 3-year, $39 million deal, Frankie. He spent last year with the Titans and was then traded to the Ravens at the deadline. We actually attempted to trade for him. He had 43 total tackles, 7 sacks, and 2 fumble recoveries last season. Now, Frankie, obviously this move right here, it looks like a good move, man, but we're not going to go crazy and be like, oh, this is the greatest move the Patriots could have made. Because in my opinion, I think there were better pass rushers out there.
I mean, he's a depth guy. He's going to give you some life there, but yeah, there's definitely some other rushes out there that were definitely looking better. But again, I don't think it's bad. He was playing for a terrible team.
Right.
Titans are terrible.
And
you know what I mean? So it's like
too,
at the end of the day,
teams
are running against them. Like it's like to me, he didn't get it. He had 7 sacks on a terrible team. He should have more than that on a good team.
Well, what I'm saying too is the reason why it looks good too is the guy was a constant with the pressures on the quarterback. He recorded a career high 51 pressures and 24 quarterback hits, like we said, to go along with that 7 sacks. And also, Vrabel gets the best of his defensive guys, and we could see a KLava Chase on kind of year out of this guy obviously next year because we didn't expect KLava Chase on to do pretty good, and then look what he did last year. So, Frankie, we actually added a receiver too.
I like this.
We added wide receiver Romeo Doubs to a 4-year, $80 million deal. He had 55 receptions for 724 yards and 6 touchdowns in 16 games played this past season with the Packers. Now, obviously, barring a trade for another wide receiver, which I still want to see happen.
We got to get somebody else, obviously. But this is a good maneuver in my opinion, for sure. He's young,
25 years old.
We talked about Alec Pierce a lot. Alec Pierce had less catches than Romeo Doubs and the same amount of touchdowns. He had more yards, yes. He had 300. He had 300 more yards, yes.
Right.
But Romeo Doubs actually had like 8 more catches than him, or 7 more catches over the season, which is great. First of all, secondly, they had the same amount of touchdowns. So to me, Alec Pierce got $116 million for the same amount of time. We're giving 80. That's crazy.
He took less money too to re-sign with the Colts. I guess some teams are offering him some.
I don't know why. Like, he's a good player, but he had 47 catches. I know he hit 1,000 yards, but that's because when you have Jonathan Taylor running for 200 yards, you're gonna have wide receivers on single coverage getting free once in a while. Correct? You have Jonathan Taylor, arguably the best pure running back in the league. It's like, of course you're gonna hit guys down the field for 70 yards on a go routes and stuff. It happens all the time with him, especially. Frank. But I don't know. I like the Romeo Doubs better. We save a ton of cap space.
I mean, he's expected to be a top weapon in the offense, Frankie. Like I just said, he's 25. He has good hands. And Frankie, the last game he played with the Packers in the wild card loss to the Bears, the guy had 124 receiving yards and a touchdown. That was the last time we saw him
Every time I played him against fantasy, it was one of the games he had 3-4 touchdowns. Every time. I was like, this guy he can put up numbers. Man. He can put up numbers. And I like that big helmet he always wears.
Right. He's going to stay protected.
Let's go.
And Frankie, we added to the O-line. Obviously, the Patriots needed some help, so they brought this guy in.
Signing, honestly.
They signed former Jets guard Elijah Vera Tucker to a 3-year, $42 million deal that could reach $48 million with incentives. Vera Tucker is primarily a guard, but Frankie, he started at every position on the O-line except center. There's versatility there.
He's good, man.
He's been a right guard the last 2 seasons primarily, but Frankie, obviously, he's dealt with the injuries, and he missed all of last season with the triceps injury. But in 2024, he finished with the 3rd best pressure rate among right guards. So this is like a big risk, big reward kind of signing. So obviously, the Patriots allowing 48 sacks last year, never mind in the playoffs, bro. They allowed like over 20. You know what I mean?
I'm saying, this is a good signing, I think.
Yeah, we needed a guard.
He needs to come back. You know, he's got 3 year with an option. Like, it's like, He needs to do well to get that next, paycheck. So
Obviously, we need him too because Jared Wilson's going back to center. We need a guard.
I think it's a great signing, honestly.
And then, Frankie, this is a little under the radar signing, but again, it has to do with protection, so I'm going to bring this one up too. So the Patriots also signed former Bills fullback Reggie Gilliam to a 3-year, $12 million deal with $6 million guaranteed. He probably won't touch the ball much, but he's established himself as an elite blocker, and he was the highest graded fullback last season who contributed to the success of the Bills' leading rushing attack.
I love that.
He
That's
also,
a good signing.
dude, he allowed 0 pressures on 24 pass blocking snaps. Mind you, like we just talked about, Drake May needs some more protection.
I'm saying it's a position that it has kind of gotten away from the NFL, but it is a very good position. If you want to have a run game and protect your quarterback, I love the fullback position.
Oh, dude, so I'm glad we brought him in. Drake May is getting some protection. He's got another receiver there.
Yeah.
So hopefully we can make some more splash moves.
I love it.
But, Frankie, I'm just going to bring these small ones up, and then that's it, bro. The Patriots signed linebacker Jesse LaCava to a 1-year deal. He was with the Rams practice squad all of last season, but he spent 3 seasons with the Cardinals. He even had 3 sacks in 2024. So we'll see what kind of role he has, if any, maybe special teams.
Yep.
And the Patriots, they re-signed backup quarterback Tommy DeVito to a 2-year, $7.4 million extension, including $2 million guaranteed. The Patriots are liking how his work ethic has been looking like he may be Drake May's backup next season. That's all we got, brother.
Love it. Another good Foxboro Focus. I like some of these moves. Honestly, it's good stuff. But let's get into the lava round. We're going to talk more running back, free agent predictions. We're going to start right off with Rachaad White. So who you got him going to?
Frankie, I got Rachaad White going to the Commanders.
I like that.
Now, it's 100% White is leaving the Bucs. Obviously, they actually just signed Kenneth Gainwell. I wanted to say Panthers, where a solid 1-2 punch could have had him with Chuba Hubbard. Obviously, Rico Dowdle left there. For starters, he's good friends with quarterback Jaden Daniels, and like we've talked about, Washington is seriously lacking in the running back department. They're more of like a mobile type of offense too, with obviously having Jaden Daniels as a mobile quarterback. But pair him with JCM and the mobile Jaden Daniels, man, you could have a good offense there. He's put up some good numbers in his career too. Only 790 all-purpose yards last year with 4 touchdowns, and he's played in all 17 games in 3 of his 4 years in the league. And he's only missed 1 game in his career.
Yeah.
The Commanders are 5th in cap. They can afford this guy. I could see this move happening.
I like that too.
Where do you see him going?
I mean,
Frankie?
I had him down like maybe a Jacksonville or the Commandos. I wrote too because Commanders need to do something. Obviously, I don't know if they need him so much as like more of a power running back like they used to have, but I kind of like Jacksonville. Honestly, I think he fit well there. ETN's gone, so I feel like he'd be a guy that fits in well. Tootin's still young, and he's obviously looks like a good runner. But if Tootin doesn't pan out, you at least have him. Cardinals, obviously, we talk a little bit about them too, with James Conner most likely getting released too. I know they making moves too, so that could be a spot where I could see him going. Really, I would say Jacksonville or Cardinals are probably my 2 favorite spots for him right now.
Not bad, Frankie.
Yes, sir. Why don't we move over to Joe Mixon? This guy,
yes,
he's
sir,
something
Frankie.
else, man.
Yeah.
I don't know what's going on. I drafted him mad late in your league. If he signs with a team where he's going to get playing time, I might keep him in your league. But where you got him going?
So speaking of playing time, Frankie, there's going to be plenty on this team. So I'm going to say he's going to the Browns.
I like that move. I like
Mixon, he didn't play at all last season, like you just said, due to a freak injury. A lot of NFL personnel and even fans like us were confused about, which led to his release from the Texans. Now, after playing just 1 season for the Texans, after being acquired from the Bengals, he had 1,016 rush yards and 12 total touchdowns in 14 games played in 2024.
Yep.
Now, I think the Browns make a lot of sense here financially as well. They can provide them with a veteran running back, considering Quinshaw Judkins is expected to miss time next season, like we were just talking about, due to his injury. Now, obviously, Mixon's injury history is cause for concern, but like I said, for a low cost but potentially high risk, high reward scenario, I think the Browns make this move. And also for Mixon, he probably wants to go to a team like you just talked about, where he can get some volume and prove he still has it.
I mean, he's 30 years old, so that's like the year of death for running backs, but he didn't play last year at all with a Liz Frank or, we should call it a mystery foot injury. We still don't know what it was.
I know what
They're
the hell
saying
it
Liz
was.
Frank, but who knows? I kind of like the Commanders, and I really like the Giants too, so those are my 2 ones. I feel like the Commanders need a veteran presence behind Daniels. They need more help. I mean, JCM's good, but he's not the end-all, be-all there. So, I mean, I could see him going Commanders or Giants. Giants have Brian Callahan as their QB passing coach.
Right.
He was the OC of the Bengals when Joe Mixon had a couple of great years.
Familiarity.
So there's a tie there. And Cam Scatterbo got really injured. That was a gross injury. Who knows how he's going to come back? You know what I mean? Or when he's going to come back. So they need some depth there, too. So I could see a veteran guy like that going back to, again, his old OC when Mixon had some great seasons.
Right.
So Giants and Commanders, I like Joe Mixon going to.
I like that, Frankie.
Yeah, let's go over to Aaron Jones. What do you see here?
Frankie, honestly, man, I see a reunion. I'm saying the Packers.
Oh, I like that. I have the Packers down here, too.
Bro, like I said, I see a reunion brewing for the recently released Aaron Jones. Last season in 12 games played with the Vikings, Jones had 548 rush yards, 28 receptions, for 199 yards and only 3 touchdowns. All down numbers by Jones' standard, but that hamstring injury didn't help. I truly believe he could be a target for Green Bay considering familiarity in Matt LaFleur's offense. Last season's backup, running back Emmanuel Wilson, may leave in free agency, leaving the door open for Jones to return to Green Bay, where he spent the first 7 years of his career and was a true fan favorite. The Packers could potentially get him back on a 1-year team-friendly deal too, considering his age and recent injury history, so I could see this move happening.
Yeah, I like that too, honestly. I like him. Green Bay is one of the spots I have him going to too. And then the Commanders, again, if they don't go after Joe Mixon, I feel like Aaron Jones would fit well in that system. You need a veteran presence. He catches the ball well. I could really see him going to the Commanders. Commanders need to do something. So there's going to be a lot of Commanders coming out of my mouth, but I feel like the Commanders absolutely need to do something.
One of them are bound to go there, in my opinion.
I agree. I honestly kind of liked him going to Pittsburgh if they didn't sign Dowdle. So I had Pittsburgh as like a sleeper, but they ended up getting Dowdle, which I like Dowdle too.
Yeah, so, with Warren and Dowdle, that's a good 1-2 punch
so it's
right
like
there.
Commanders got Eckler injury all the time. Who knows where he's going to end up. So I kind of like the Commanders, and I like Green Bay. Those are my 2 top ones for him too right now. So I like it, man. Why don't we jump right into Najee Harris? This is an interesting one too here.
Yeah, another guy.
28 years old, right? Coming off an Achilles. Let's see. What do you think?
So, Frankie, I'm actually going to say he's going to the 49ers.
Oh, I like that.
So after 4 straight seasons to start his career with the Steelers, of 17 games played and 1,000+ rush yards, last season his first and potentially only with the Chargers ended with only 86 total yards, rushing and receiving, 0 touchdowns, and only 3 games played due to the Achilles injury he suffered.
He got hurt right away. He was going to be kind of like a 1-2 punch with Amarion Hampton, but he had 4 straight years with 1,000 yards on the Steelers. That's what I'm saying. Very durable.
That's what I'm saying, bro. Year. Now, while his production and health may be questioned due to this injury, I believe the 49ers are a great fit for him. Yep. They need a power running complement, obviously, to Christian McCaffrey. Yep. Obviously, with Brian Robinson getting ready to leave in free agency. Also, with the 49ers being toward the top of the league in cap space, signing him to a deal won't be an issue. They may be able to sign him at a reduced price considering the recent injury history. Yeah. And lastly, for an offense that values protection for Brock Purdy, the 49ers only allowed 27 sacks last season. He's well known for his pass protection as well. This move makes a lot of sense to me, Frank.
I like that. That's not bad at all. I think there's a few people here. Again, Commanders going to be on my list, but I kind of like Seattle. Honestly, again,
makes sense.
You look at teams that are going to try to sign him to a prove-it deal, like you said. He's just coming off a bad injury. Maybe he gets 1 or 2 years. He's going to be at a discount because he's coming off injury, and that's what you look for. You look for a guy that can give you volume, that can be, him and Zach Charbonnet would look pretty good together on Seattle. So I could see Seattle going that route, or I could even see dark horse candidates like the Cowboys. The Cowboys always like to sign big names. Javonte, once in a while gets injured, had an injury or two, but it's like he'd be a nice 1-2 punch on the Cowboys too. So it's like, to me, it's Seattle. Commanders, again, need to do something, so they're going to be in the mix, and then maybe even the Cowboys, honestly. But I kind of like Seattle the best. But
got you.
Yes, sir. I like it, man.
You see what happens, brother. Next time we bring up predictions, will be wide receivers, the ones that are left.
I know, right?
Good stuff, Frankie.
Go. Another great show, another great live round. We've been nailing some of these predictions, man. I ain't gonna lie.
Pretty good, man. Frank Stradamus and Keith Stradamus.
I'm saying they might have to put us on ESPN or something one of these days. You know what I'm saying? But but for real, it's been good. We might have. I'm knocking on wood. We might have a big guest coming on soon.
Maybe.
I'm not gonna get too much into detail. We're hoping next week, but we'll see. You guys, hopefully, this is like somebody famous. So it's like I like that. So
Are you ready?
Ready for what? I'm trying to do my ending lines, bro. Like what? Anyways, another great episode. Thanks for liking, subscribe.
Are you ready?
Dude, what the
Frank, I don't know who the hell this guy is, but come on, man. Tell me what it is this week.
You know what it is? It's One Piece Season 2 starting this week. It's actually got a huge following. It does. It's got books. It's got a whole sorts of business. It looks pretty cool.
All right, Frankie, so how about we... Dude, I was just going to say that. I'm like, is that a pirate ship? Frankie, dude, come on, man. Let's get up on out of here, bro.
From Beantown to your town, stay Wicked Pissah.
From Foxboro to your bro, thanks for listening, everybody. We're going to see you next week.